So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So today what we're going to cover is 5 ways to make $500 in 1 week. So a lot of people have been asking a lot of people have been asking for the side hustle videos, for the money making videos. So that's what we're going to do today, is cover some ways to make $500 in 1 week. It's a reasonable goal. It's something that you don't have to quit your job for. You can do it outside of your job. You can do it after your job, before your job, whatever, on the weekends. It's something that's reasonable and attainable for majority of people. And it's not something that's a super lofty goal that's just not reasonable, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Again, my name is Robert. If you gain any value from this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video. So let's get into it. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is cleaning out storage units. Sometimes if you can just walk into a storage unit and ask them if they need any storage units cleaned out, a lot of times they will, and chances are you probably have quite a few storage units in your area. I live pretty rural, and even in my area we still have, like, I don't know, 8 storage units in my area, so it's a lot. So I can only imagine in a big city you probably have a lot more than I do. So now, not all the time are the managers going to be there, but sometimes you can always leave your number and they will usually call you back in a day or two. The reason they might need somebody to clean out these storage units is because sometimes they have people that don't pay, and they have to clean it out either themselves, either pay an employee, or they can either pay somebody else like yourself to go out there and clean them while the employee stays doing the administrative duties. So they can, obviously, it's going to take up time either way for the business owner. It's going to take up time if they have their employee go in there and take care of it, versus if they just basically subcontract somebody to go in there and clean out the storage units that haven't been paid for. So that's one way you can quickly make some money. Now, again, you're not going to make a whole bunch of money unless they have a bunch of storage units to clean out. Maybe you can get your $500 done with, and there's a bug on the camera. Maybe you can get your $500 done with just that one storage unit if they have a lot. But chances are you're probably going to need to go to at least 2 or 3, if not more, to get your $500 for that week. But given the weekends, you could probably knock out $500 worth of cleaning out storage units for that week. And who knows, maybe they'll let you keep the stuff, maybe they want you to throw it away. But if they let you keep it, then you can turn around and flip it for even more money. So the next way that you can make a quick $500 in a week is going to be cutting lawns outside of work, even on the weekends. Lawn cutting has actually gone up quite a bit. People charge a lot more than what they used to back in the day. Back in the day, you can get a lawn cut for maybe 20, 30, 40 bucks. Today, you're looking closer to like 100, if not more, depending on the size, obviously. For me out here, our pieces of land where the houses sit are a little bit bigger, so they're typically anywhere between $150 to $250. Now if you're talking about acreage, you're talking about hundreds of dollars, usually $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 to cut a lawn or a piece of acreage. Now it's going to vary depending on if you have a tractor, if you have a riding lawnmower, a zero turn, if you're going to be doing weed eating and all that. You might be able to make your $500 with one property if it's enough acreage, and if you have the equipment already available. Now, I'll quickly pause real quick. I know a lot of these are going to sound pretty obvious, but sometimes it's the most obvious things that we don't see, and it's not until somebody mentions it then we start to think about it. I know it happens to me too. Somebody will mention an idea to me, I'm like, damn, that was so obvious, why didn't I think about that? But it's not till they mentioned it or they said something that sparked an idea in my mind. So I know some might sound obvious, but sometimes we just need that little reminder to make it click in our minds. So moving on to the third one. Third one is going to be trimming trees for your neighbors or for anyone in the community, whoever needs tree trimming. All you got to do is just really post it on Facebook. A lot of people either just don't want to trim the trees, don't have the equipment to trim the trees, or don't have the time. So that's where you can come in handy, and you can basically lend your time, your equipment, and your expertise to go out and cut some trees. Again, tree trimming pays pretty well for the most part, depending on what you're going to be doing. If you're knocking down a whole tree, probably going to pay more. If you're just basically trimming some limbs here and there, probably a lot less. But you can combine all of these ways to make money as well to get to your $500. But typically you can make at least $100, if not more, again, depending on how many trees are going to be trimming, how much work it's going to be, and how big the trees are going to be as well. Is there any climbing involved? Is it just, you know, more like shrubs that you have to trim? What is it? But again, you can easily get to your $500 that way as well. Now another one, now this is going to be mainly for the women, but that's going to be selling your clothes to a lot of those stores that buy them back. Now for men, I don't know, I usually don't have a whole lot of clothes, so I don't have a whole lot to sell back. But for women, I know women have usually a lot more clothes, and especially if you have name brand clothes, you can sell it back. So what I do is sometimes when I have tenants leave, they leave me just bags and bags of clothes. And so some, if we can't get rid of it, we donate it. But whatever we don't donate, we can actually sell to a lot of these stores that rebuy the clothes, and they turn around and flip them for a profit. Now, when you do that, they don't pay they don't pay a whole lot of money for these clothes, but they definitely pay more than if you were just to give it away, if you were just to throw them away, whatever. At least it's something for it. For clothes, we usually get about $200 when I take clothes. So again, it's just bags and bags of clothes that get left behind by tenants that, you know, just don't want to take this stuff with them. Sometimes they leave furniture as well, but clothes in particular, we'll sell what we can, and then we will donate the rest. So usually anywhere between $150 and $200 is what we'll get between clothes. Now granted, we do have to go between, you know, whatever the first place didn't pick up, we'll go to another place, and then usually 2 or 3 places to get those $150 to $200. We go out to the farthest one, make our way backwards back to home, and so that way we're not just driving around back and forth. It's convenient this way as well, and it's usually done pretty quickly for the most part as well. You can usually get it all done in one day. And for us, we go shopping or do whatever we need to do while they are sorting through our clothes, or not our clothes, but the clothes we brought in. So another way that you can actually make an extra $500 is gonna be cleaning or organizing people's homes. People pay pretty good money for other people to come in, take their time, and to clean their house or to organize their house. I have a lot of friends who do this online. They post on Facebook quite often that they're just looking to make some extra money. Now generally, from what I've seen, anywhere between $80 to $150, depending on the size of the home, depending on what you want done. Now there are people that I know that do it professionally as well, that charge, you know, $200 plus to go in there and clean one house or to organize a house. Again, depending on the chemicals they're going to be using. Are they using their own chemicals? Are they using the client's chemicals? And it is a big old spider. And I got a thorn on my shoe too. And if you're going to be using their equipment, or you're just going to be lending your time and your expertise to clean the house, organize the house, and things like that. Now again, you do maybe 3 of these houses, you're probably pretty close to your $500 for the week. 3 houses, maybe you get 1 done in the afternoon, 1 done the other afternoon, 1 done the other afternoon. You still have 4 days off from cleaning any kind of houses. Obviously, if you want to get more, you could obviously do more houses. But yeah, that's a quick little way to make some extra $500. It's a very realistic way to make $500 for the average person. That doesn't take up a tremendous amount of time, but it's still very reasonable for most people. So without further ado, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.